If you're planning to tune into Tennessee for the Cattle Industry Convention, then no doubt you're going to expect to hear some great country music. And one place where that will definitely happen is at the Grand Ole Opry for an exclusive event just for convention attendees. Kate Maher has more on this great venue that's full of country music history.
Well, and a favorite attraction at the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show is always the Grand Ole Opry, and we're so excited to be back here this year and to have our Friday night event here. We're really pleased to be joined today by Dan Rogers, who's the executive producer of the Grand Ole Opry. Dan, thanks for joining us.
You betcha. Welcome to the Opry House.
Yeah. Can you give us just a brief history of the Opry? Remind us, since it's been a while since we've been here.
Sure. Well, we've been around 95 years and counting. The Opry's the world's longest running radio show and truly the home of country music. It's not an exaggeration to say that almost everyone in country music history has played our stage at some point in their careers, and hopefully there is a whole new generation of artists out there aspiring to, take their first step onto that Opry stage.
Looking back a little bit, is there maybe an artist or two that was really memorable, that really put the Grand Ole Opry on the map?
I mean, you don't last 95 years without the work of a lot of superstar artists, but people always associate the Opry with, back in the early days, folks like Roy Acuff, Minnie Pearl, and then along came, legends, well, they're right behind us, folks like Johnny Cash and Whisperin' Bill Anderson and Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn. I mean, that list goes on and on and on. And fortunately, those folks then kind of passed their love of the Opry down to another generation. So now we have, artists like Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood who come to visit as well.
Yeah. Speaking of longevity and love of the Opry, you've been here a long time. Tell us about your journey here. I'm going on a quarter of a century. I probably look it. They're long hours at the Opry. We're doing shows quite often, but it's just the greatest place to be. I started here as an intern and really feel like I've witnessed just some of the greatest moments in country music history. I've watched artists debut on the Opry stage and then go on to, worldwide acclaim. It's the best job imaginable. Yeah, it makes it a really special place to be here and visit.
Absolutely.
So maybe one of your most memorable stories from your time here at the Opry. Would you share that with us?
Oh gosh, absolutely. I mean, I will say that yes, they're memorable stories, but along the way, it's not an exaggeration at all to say every single night here is special. It's the kind of place where you have many times 3 generations of artists backstage, and then 3 or more generations of fans out in the audience. And this doesn't happen, as you know, that much in the world anymore, that all these different people can kind of come together and agree on something, and agree that this is 2 hours really, really well spent. And, who doesn't love to tap their toe and hear a song that, they remember from their childhood, or hear a brand new one or what have you. It's just, can't say it enough that it's a really, really great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, well, this summer, cattle producers from all over the country, cattle beef producers from all over the country are going to be joining us here in Nashville. And it's a time of year that we haven't usually been there. So we expect some families to come and maybe pass along the love of the Opry and expose a new generation to the Opry. What can folks expect when they come here this August?
Honestly, the unexpected. That's one of the best things about the Opry, is it's truly unlike anything you may have experienced before. You'll see new stars of country music, legendary artists, superstars of the genre, and it's really important to us to showcase the different styles of country music that all fit under that country music umbrella. Bluegrass, old school, classic country, hopefully and ideally those who are on top of the charts right now, We love to throw comedy in and have done that since even before Minnie Pearl. It's just, you'll see a whole lot of different styles, and I swear the time goes by, just like that.
Yeah. Any last message to our attendees coming this summer?
I just want to tell everybody that, we tried the Opry during this pandemic without an audience, and while that went fine, we definitely prefer loud, rambunctious fans out in the crowd, so come ready to have a big time to hoot and holler and clap for those on stage, and I think everybody will leave with having had a great night.
I have no doubt. Dan, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, you heard it from Dan. Fill the seats here at the Opry during the Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. That's August 10th through the 12th. You get all the information about the event at convention.ncba.org.